Welcome to my live stream. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. We're not building any sets today. We are doing a news report after the events of May the 4th be with you. There were so many conversations about the new sets that got that got revealed during May the 4th be with you. And now that all of the May the 4th be with you hoopla is over, it's time for me to cover it after I've seen many people already cover it themselves, talking about some things that I'm interested in and some things that you guys might be interested in. So yeah, this is going to be a news report stream, and we're going to talk about the new stuff that's coming out, what I think about it, what you think about it. And yeah. So there's external noise because people don't give a fuck about me. So before the stream started, we had Alexandria. Right now we got Candy. Let's wait to see who else comes in here. So the first thing on the page when you open the Lego website is the Jurassic World Jeep. And so I've seen people saying that you can change it into the different styles of the Jeeps they used in Jurassic Park. So let's wait to see for more people in the chat. Because I want to say there's about 100 sets that got revealed. Most of which I am not interested in at all. But various people have come onto my streams while I've been building the two-door corner modular set, talking about some of the new things which we will be getting into later. But that'll only happen if there are enough people to engage with while we cover the news. I'm not going to speak into the void. So what I will say is that I'm more interested in the city side of things because I am a city builder, and there are some neat city sets that I am considering buying, mostly on the train side, that might fit good into my city. But there are some other things with other sets that also piqued my interest. Hey Billy, good to see you here. This is the news report. I know that you've come into my stream chats talking about some of the new sets. So that's what we're trying to get into today. And Alexandria's spoken about the koala set. I saw those pictures and we'll be getting into that. Yeah, I'm very excited for that train, particularly the harbour train. Not as much the steam train. And while I normally build sets on my stream, Candy is always building sets on her streams. And Billy and Alexandria have both been building sets while listening to my streams in the background. That's the great thing about live streams, is that they're good to have on in the background while you're doing stuff with your Lego collection. Long time no see, Brickles. I am well right now. This is a news broadcast. Yeah, long time no see. And interestingly, there's a new thing with StreamYard that once you highlight a comment, the background behind their comment fades away in the studio. So maybe that's to keep a better track of which comments you haven't addressed. So that's an interesting tool. I haven't noticed that previously. It has been a long time, because some people go a while without being active in certain communities. Yeah, the Harbour train is yeah, I know about the store Harbour Freight, and so I heard people making that joke that Harbour Freight got a sponsorship. Yeah. Yeah, so I know that a bunch of my friends on a certain stream series, they really like the dinosaur sets, and so they got really hyped. Well, they always get hyped when new dinosaur sets get released, and so I'm sure they're going to buy multiple of these Jeeps to build the multiple versions from the movie. Hey, Johnny, you are 1, 2, 3, 4. You are 5th, not first today. Good to see you here. I'm not giving ratings. I'm just talking about if I like a set or if I don't like a set, if I am going to buy it, if I'm not going to buy it, while going through all these, because there are a ton of sets to go through, like literally a ton. There's probably about 100 or so sets that got revealed, and yeah, and the prices of these sets aren't always the best. And you'll have to keep in mind that we'll be looking in Australian dollars, so convert it to your own currency to get a true analysis. That's a pretty accurate comment, Johnny. Billy might get some of the 4+ sets. Well, you say the word affordable. That's not a word I associate with the 4+ sets, to be honest. Yeah, Johnny is one of my more loyal viewers, as are you, Alexandria. Anyway, so we got some people in chat. So we'll be going through the different sets, but which specific themes do you want me to focus on first? Because I'm going to structure this in order of whatever the chat is interested in seeing at any given time throughout this news broadcast. See, that's why I like to get the pick-a-brick cups. That's why I get the pick-a-brick boxes, because I know I'm always going to get good value for less than a $50 purchase. You can't say that about all of the Lego sets that come out. So, Johnny, I'm guessing you want me to get into the details of this Jeep first, specifically. Okay, yeah. So we'll go through the Jurassic World stuff first. So let's go to shop. Let's go sets by themes, and some of these have a new a tag next to them. It's either D for Dino or J for Jurassic. Yeah, Jurassic World. And so there should be a filter There should be a filter. Oh no, sorry. There's new tags next to some of this stuff. Yeah, so there's the Jeep Wrangler. It's got that sign next to it. It comes with the plaque for the stats, and there are various ways which you can change the shape. I don't know if there's alternate builds in the instructions or if they're online only, but there are different ways to reconfigure this set. And something you are going to see in a lot of these sets is the boring black box. So I'm going to list all of these prices in Australian dollars because that's our currency. $300. No. So while this T-Rex skeleton has been out for a while now, this Triceratops is brand new. So I have heard some people saying while this is a June set in a lot of parts of the world, in North America, some of these will be August release sets. Yeah. So comparing this Triceratops to that T-Rex, it does have the same aesthetic. T-Rex $400. Sheesh. Triceratops is much cheaper at $149. I don't recall getting the Mosasaurus dinosaur mold, so I think a lot of the dino collectors definitely need this if you're trying to get all the molded animals in particular. That's also $150. And as a mock builder, that's a very interesting. Looks like a 2 by 8 by 2 inverted windscreen. That looks nice as a mock builder. Then this is the Spinosaurus dinosaur escape, but that's a brick built dinosaur, not a molded dinosaur. That's a little bit lame for $110. But I'm seeing a sand green motorbike piece that looks nice, and more of that newer style foliage piece, which I hope that they put out in more sets. The more sets, though, that new foliage piece can be put in. The one that's drooping down kind of looks like a willow tree. The more happy I'll be, because hopefully that gets to the pab wall at the Lego store eventually. And this is the young T-Rex transport, $45, with a smaller version of a T-Rex. It's interesting to me that when they have these ATVs that are tempting the dinosaurs with food, they always use either a chicken leg or a hot dog. Is that accurate to the movie? I'm not sure what's up with that. Or is that just because Lego is limited by the availability of food pieces they have in their inventory? And that transporter, I don't give a fuck about. But it's nice that you get that Jurassic logo on that roll cage right there. That's nice. And then this Velociraptor, Stegosaurus, and Pteranodon Rescue, that's new for $70. And you tell me if some of these dinosaur molds are new. Personally, I don't think I've seen this Stegosaurus before, a younger, smaller Stegosaurus. I don't think I've seen that mold before. That helicopter looks so weird. And I think there's one more, yes. A buildable baby Pteranodon for $40. So it's spreading its wings. I like the inclusion of the Wolverine claws in either a medium or a dark azure. That's a nice piece. And I think I am seeing an outline of the sticker on that yellow piece for the eye, which some people will complain about. And I'm not sure what this red creature at the bottom is. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. So any of the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park fans can let us know what those specific details are. And they're all the other sets for that theme. Anyone else coming in? Let's see what they have to say. So those were some of the newer. Yeah, so those were the new Jurassic World sets. Yeah, Billy, about the upscale Darth Vader, I'm considering buying that set. Because I'm not the biggest. Well, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not a Star Wars collector, but I appreciate Star Wars, and I do like the upscaled minifigures. And I got to say that Darth Vader actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, we just did that for Johnny. Yeah, I like that sand green and motorbike. Agreed, Brickles, because the pick a brick wall is pretty much the only reason I go to the Lego store. A lot of people going to be collecting the dinosaurs. Billy also likes the Jeep. Which window frame are you talking about? Well, you know what? I have delayed eating some of my food in the past because of the Lego brick. I'm sure there'll be a lot of heater pieces in these sets. Not sure how to respond to that. Well, anyone can brick build a dinosaur if they want to. But not everyone owns a molded dinosaur in their collection. I certainly don't. Yeah, any set that I say I'm thinking about buying, I wait until they go on sale. Exactly, Hoarder, and hello, by the way. New foliage. Always like seeing the new foliage pieces. I'm more likely to rate a set if I'm really excited about it. And when I do rate sets, it's normally I normally grade on a curve either within the theme itself, or if it's a genre of sets I like collecting, like how I'll probably give a ranking of the upscaled Darth Vader compared to some of the other upscaled sets, or when we get into the city trains, comparing that to other trains. Billy says, think could make that truck have a bunch of extra big piece chassis. Exactly. See, so many Lego set builds. No, so many Lego sets end up using the same builds, so they repeat their pieces. And if you're a mock builder, you end up with so many pieces Lego always uses. So it's easy to piece some of this stuff together if you really think about it. Yeah, that's a good one, Hoarder. I'm getting to it. Yeah, some kind of food for the dinosaur, and we'll be getting into that tram. Just have a little bit of patience, Johnny. We're covering the new sets theme by whatever you guys want me to cover first. Hey, Skywin, good to see you here. Having a good day today. Yes, you're right about that, Brickles. The upscale Darth Vader is more expensive than the other upscaled minifigure sets. I'll probably be waiting until 2027. May the 4th be with you to get that leaked Ewok village that got that people were talking about back in January. Yo, Cliff, good to see you here. Yeah, we're in the same boat, Billy. Exactly, everyone. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream for this awesome Lego news broadcast. I'm gonna allow myself to go up to 3 hours streaming today because there's so many sets that got revealed over the course of May the 4th be with you. Hey Owen, good to see you here. You got your TMC coloring book, hey Owen? Well, Cliff, how much of the dinosaurs did you see? I'm gonna assume you've already seen pictures of the new dinosaur sets, right? Exactly, everyone. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah. So as I'm going through the comments, I'm taking requests about what themes to cover. Yeah, it is going to be fire. As long as there's people who are in the chat to want to talk about the news, we're going to do it. Do you not like the blocky aesthetic of the upscaled minifigures, Skywin? Well, I'm not sure about that, Johnny, but I'm excited for whenever they come out with the new Ewok village. I'm not sure if brickheads are a theme. Brickheads are incorporated into the other themes. Yeah, so you don't like the upscaled minifigures, Skywin. Well, I do. In the way that you like the that you like the MIDI scale ships more than the UCS sets, which I don't. See, everyone has their own preferences when it comes to Lego, don't they? And that's why I like doing these streams, because we get so many different opinions. If you look them up on Lego website, they put them together. We can try doing that. So let's search brickheads. Okay, yeah, that's a good tip, Alexandria. We're gonna go through the brickheads now. So looks like I ordered them in order of the price. So we'll go from the most expensive to the least expensive. And with the brickheads, I'm going to cover first the ones that I'm more interested in. So first up, and by the way, for any viewers who just came in, these are all in the Australian dollar prices. Sully, Mike, and Boo from Monsters Inc. I really like this brickhead set. As some people have heard me say in the past, I only collect brickheads based upon either characters or movies that I really like. I like Mike and Sully as characters, even though I'm not the biggest Monsters Inc. fan. I like their character designs, so I would consider buying this set. I've heard some people say that, in particular, Mike looks a little bit blocky, but unfortunately, that's just one of the characteristics of the brickheads. And I gotta say, I really like the way they used simple curved slopes to get the belly for Sully right there. And also they use those same actually they use smaller curved arches to get the pigtails for Boo, which actually looks kind of good. Yeah, so this is a brickhead set that I would consider buying. Something I would also consider buying. I'm not the biggest Shrek fan, but I really, but there's this one YouTube video That is every time they say Shrek, the first Shrek movie gets 2 times faster. That video makes me like Shrek and Donkey as characters more than what I otherwise would. But I gotta say that Gingy looks so good. The way that they use the regular studs, not tiles, for the eyes, and the way that they got that printed 1x3 medium nougat tile with the red outline for the smile, I think that's a perfect representation of Gingy. Also $14. Any new ones? Yeah, also the Mandalorian and Grogu allies. I don't care about Star Wars. This is gonna be $60. What do y'all think about this? Personally, I have no interest in those characters. Any other new ones? There's supposed to be a trend. Oh, some of these are retired now. Why are they listing them if they're retired? That doesn't make sense. 107. 107. Yeah. Also, yeah, I don't know why these weren't showing it. This is the Alice in Wonderland. I'm not a biggest fan of Alice. I'm not the biggest fan of Alice in Wonderland, but as someone who owns the Cheshire Cat collectible minifigure, I really like this representation in brickhead form. And I recognize that bunny from the clock meme that people have been posting on social media to make fun of people who are insecure about their age. That's the only way I recognize this bunny. And Alice looks all right. The Mad Hatter looks all right. I do like the way they use those curved pieces to capture his funky hair. That's nice. But probably something I am more likely to buy, even though I already own Buzz Lightyear, is this Toy Story one. Also for 16. You get Woody, Buzz, Jesse, and 2 aliens. I really like these 2 aliens represented in Brickhead's form. The way they use that Technic ball end in lime green with I'm guessing actually that's not a Technic ball end. Or is it? I can't quite see if that's a Technic axle or something else going through there. That looks like a hollow stud piece. So that looks like a hollow stud piece. I'm not sure what that piece is like. I'll have to wait for people reviewing that set. Also, to get the 1x3 brick with the Pizza Planet logo. Toy Story mock builders will be excited about that. They'll be excited about that. So let's go back to Brickheads. The search function trying to see the new sets is not as good with this one. Yeah, let's and also more stuff for Fortnite. I like the buildings in Fortnite, not as much the characters. So I know the purple guy is the supply llama, but I don't know who the guy on the right is. Oh, sorry, it says it in the name of the set. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, I've never heard of the fish stick a character. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of you TMNT fans will probably be buying this. This is another 4-pack for $60. Let me know in the comments if you are a TMNT fan, which is your favorite of the turtles. I forget the one that's lime green with the purple, but that's probably my favorite because I like that color combination. Okay, so looks like according to the box that is a Donatello. So I'm not a TMNT fan, but just for the color combinations alone, I'm gonna say that that Donatello is my favorite. According to that box art. Let's get out of here. Mm. Yeah, so I think that's all the new because on the Lego website yet they don't have the Megatron Transformers on there yet. I heard people covering that. I'm only gonna be covering the sets per the Lego website. I think I think pictures of that Transformers and Megatron got leaked somewhere else, but we try not to cover the leaks because we don't want Lego coming after my channel. But yeah, that looks like all the brick heads. I'm gonna leave off with the Toy Story ones. Let's see what people are saying. Yeah, hopefully this stream does perform well on the algorithm. You're right about that. You're right about that too. Got some Monsters Inc. fans. Yeah, so if you are an American, then yeah, exactly. I think so too, Johnny. I don't think so because I'm not a Grogu fan. You'll be getting the Toy Story aliens, eh, Owen? Horta says, few months ago when you were parting out all your sets, you couldn't fit into your room. You noticed newer Star Wars sets had become so boring and stagnant that you stopped buying altogether. That's how I got similarly with the Dreams theme. A tier time was building a dream set on their stream yesterday. They've actually built a lot of the dream sets. And they've reviewed a lot of them. The thing with Dreams for me is it started out well as a good balance between playsets and vehicles, but now it's just become, in my opinion, vehicular. No, sorry, repetitive vehicular slop, which is how I'd also describe Ninjago and Star Wars and Marvel and DC. There's too many themes with the same old boring vehicles over and over again. Give me a playset! Alexandria wants Alice. That's how we think as mock builders, Hoarder. Because Owen likes Alien Conquest. We do have some Grogu fans up in here. Johnny wants to see the Disney sets. So it's a bar with a ball joint. Actually, I think I recall seeing those in grey, actually. So it's just one of those pieces recolored as lime green. Okay. See, other people are breaking the news on this news broadcast. So thank you, chat. Hoarder likes TMNting. A lot of the brickheads are kind of the same build. Well, that did happen once upon a time, Johnny. Yeah, I'll be talking about the leaks because I'll know when they're not on the website. We need houses and bases to play with. Exactly, that's what a playset is. So Johnny wants me to focus on the Disney sets next. So let's cover the Disney sets. Where's Disney? There's Disney. Yeah. So, because Toy Story 5 is getting released this year, which I think Toy Story 5 is going to be to Toy Story what The Last Jedi is to Star Wars. I really do. So we'll once again, no, these aren't all in expensive to least. So we'll just go one by one. Toy Story with the Slinky Dog bookends. The only reason people are going to be buying this is one. So the only two reasons people will buy this is one, they're a Disney collector. Two, they want the Slinky Dog mold. Why does Woody not have printed legs? I never liked these bookend sets. I don't like bookends in general. You know what I want on my bookshelf? Books! Enough said. Alien with the Pizza Planet rocket ride. This is kind of like an upscaled version of that GWP, but it's better. That's a really nice build for the alien. I really like that. Because that looks like a four long bar with the Technic ball end. And I like the way they use those Baraki eyes from Bionicle inside of the hollow studs to form the fingers. I like that. But I think that Pizza Planet logo right there is a sticker. I can see the sticker outline on that brick. Nice cartoony shape for the rocket. That pizza build is kind of cute because it's at the Pizza Planet. There is a mechanism where you can rock this back and forth. And there's a reference to Sid right there. And there's the coin slot to activate the ride. Here's a better look at the alien. The alien is posable. There's him holding the pizza. And I do like the cloud designs on the back of the Toy Story boxes. Because that's what they used for the Toy Story theme back 15 years ago or whatever. Stitch and Scrump. I don't care about the Stitch movies. This is 120. Although I do gotta say, getting the 1x2 grills in trans clear for the strings of the guitar, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I do like that. And also I like his teeth. I like his teeth. That's good. Detailing. I also just noticed that the guitar has the tuning things at the end as well. And also, I don't know. I'm guessing this is Scrump. This Scrump character reminds me of something from Coraline. If you've ever seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Also, I like the inclusion of the 6 grass flower stem piece in the yellow for its hair. That's nice. And this Rapunzel's castle, I actually put this in the thumbnail of this stream, $150. I like the subcontinent and Arabian dome architecture. You got the domes for the roofs. You get that new willow leaf piece in bright light orange. That's gonna be fun. So where's Rapunzel to let down her hair? Looks like she's riding on that boat right there. And you get a mixture of the 3 leaf and modified studs in the lavender and the yellow color. Or is that gold? I can't quite tell. Closer look at the minifigs. Let's see what the back of this is like. Looks like you do get probably 4 6 studs of depth, so it is a little bit of a facade, like what a lot of these castle type sets are. I do like the hairpiece for Rapunzel's hair. Okay, let's go back here. I have no idea where Pua is from. This is also $120. So in some of these Disney sets, they're also making use of this style of leaf piece in a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I've never seen this camera. No, sorry, I've never seen this character before, and I honestly don't have much to say about it. I have slightly more to say about this. The Ariel's Royal Wedding boat, also $120. You get that slide piece in the light aqua. You get King Neptune and his trident. You get the under the sea characters with the clamshell back there. You get that new willow piece in a turquoise color. That's nice. You get these corner railing pieces in the vibrant coral. That's nice. Closer look at the mini dolls. That's transformation between her normal mermaid tail and her wedding gown. Let's go back out of here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and also the Jasmine jewelry box. Don't have much to say about the jewelry box and the bookcase type sets. And honestly, I don't have anything to say about this for $80. You get that crank, so I'm guessing that's to rock the magic carpet backwards and forwards, floating in the air above the ocean, and I'm guessing that's supposed to be her palace. But anyway, yeah, because some of this stuff is actually released now. You can buy the Lotso set. I'm considering buying this, and also buying some strawberry scratch and sniff stickers to put on it. And I forget if this Winnie the Pooh is brand new or not. I even forget about that. And actually, I need to add this Wally and Eve to my wanted list. And if you guys were watching the streams around the time on my birthday, you know that I have built the Lightning McQueen set now. Okay, let's go back. That was all the Disney. That was all the Disney stuff. Let's go back out here. What's everyone saying? There are people who want the Pizza Planet. Yeah, but but that's because I bought the Billy bookcases for storing Lego. If I had a bookcase that I specifically bought for putting books on, I wouldn't want a bookend. Because Lego doesn't want to spend money to make that piece hoarder. Yeah, they want to make it more compatible with the minifigure scale. It does move, which is nice. Some of them are cute. I'm not hungry. Where is Adore build. Someone go tell her to watch this stream. Mm. Exactly, just like the Coraline movies. Mm. Those teeth parts were also used on the pink or purple versions of fingertips. Thought it was the piece they used for bald head in some DC sets. I wouldn't know about that because I don't keep up with the DC stuff. Where do you want to live? I think so too because Rapunzel is a more recognizable character. Sapua is from Moana. Thank you for the fact checking. I was gonna buy that once upon a time, but I decided not to. I'm not sure about that. I don't own a lot of Disney sets because I'm more of a Pixar fan than a Disney fan. Yeah, some of them didn't look like they were generated with AI this time. So do I, Johnny. I don't, but I know plenty of other people who do, and they really like it. I compare it favorably to the Penguin car from the Lego Batman movie. What um what cow candy? Anyway, what theme do you want me to go over next? Mm. Those cars are too wide for the streets of my city because I'm an A4. What theme do we want to cover next? Oh, you're talking about the cow from the poor set. Okay. Which theme do we want to cover next for the news? Because of the Big Apple, Alexandria. Looks like you're gonna have to have a rock paper scissors fight with Johnny. Yeah. Um. Well, is the Big Apple that the only architecture set that's new this time? I won't blame anyone who's on the road right now. Um, I think it is the only one. So we'll get into the architecture just for that one set, and then there's a whole bunch of city sets that that Johnny and I like. Mm. Architecture, yeah. The only one that's new is the Big Apple for $250. Yeah, so the Big Apple is the nickname for New York City for obvious reasons. So the Brooklyn Bridge, Statue of Liberty, Empire State Building, the Louvre. No, I was going to say the Louvre. No, the Met Museum. Um, and there's probably some other buildings in here, which I can't recognize off the top of my head. But anyway, in New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. If you can make it in New York, you can make it in America. If you can make it in America, you can make it anywhere. Now let's go to the city theme. Actually, no. What does everyone think about the Big Apple set? Mm. What does everyone think about the Big Apple? Okay, yeah, there was only this. There was only this one. I'll be interested in seeing people compare this Big Apple to the New York skyline set, because that also has the Empire State Building, and I think it has the Flatiron Building as well. I'm not seeing the Flatiron Building in that in that set. Exactly, New York City, the Big Apple. Mm. And I think it was a good idea to have the night background instead of a day background because New York is the city that never sleeps. Mm. And I'm not sure if that's a sticker or print for the moon back there on that tile. Um, yeah, people who own the City of Love will also like Big Apple. Okay, let's get into the city theme now because there was that just one architecture set. Let's go to sitting, or as Johnny says, city. Okay, let's go over the new stuff. I don't know why they don't pin all of the new stuff to the top. So I'm gonna get into the trains afterwards because I have more things to say about the trains. Um, yeah, and I'm not gonna go in sequential order. I'm gonna go in order of grouping some of this stuff. There's a few roller coasters coming out, including this Lava Land for $150. This is a reference to power miners. This is a reference to power miners. Everyone that likes power miners is probably going to enjoy this. And with the with the Robo Coaster from City, that was a reference to Exoforce. So if you like power miners, you'll probably like this. But Just Too Good made a good point that they're just recycling these same track plans for the roller coasters over and over and over again, which makes me look at them in a lesser light, to be honest. So it's literally just a reskin of the Robo Coaster with power miners details, hence the orange track and the lime green roller coaster carts. So yeah. Um, Also, I think it was Billy. You were talking about this pizza delivery experience with vehicle set, and I had seen pictures about that when I think it was you who was talking about this. It could have been someone else. But yeah, this does look rather abstract. You got a delivery car, you got a delivery bike, and you got all this outdoor stuff. So you got a little arcade with a pizza as the roof detail. You got the kitchen and ordering area um, that is has no roof, but a big 3D sign for a pizza at the back. And I'm not. And is this supposed to be a launcher for the car? Okay, this is going to be $90. Yeah. Oh, and you also get the pizza delivery drone up there. I like that new printing for the pizza right there. Much more detailed than the original 1994 version. He's carrying a lot of pizza boxes right there. Yeah, so that is a launcher for the car. And it has the disc shooter so you can shoot the pizza out. That's fun. So I'm gonna save the trains and the construction vehicles to last. Got a passenger jet to complement the airport set they already have on the market. These planes in the modern city scale look like private jets, not passenger planes. If this was vintage scale, it would be fine. But it's not 1986, it's 2026. So to call this a passenger plane, um this is more on the scale of a private plane. If this plane was 8 studs longer, I think I would feel more comfortable. And then it would probably be a $60 set. This is a bigger and better version of that car wash from a few years ago. You get 2 vehicles this time. You get a guy wearing a sponge costume, which is fun. And yeah, you get just a slightly bigger and therefore more expensive a car wash. I thought the car wash from a few years ago was overpriced. This is even more overpriced at $90. Holy shit! Mountain bike adventure van. This is more the repetitive vehicular slop that I've been talking about in other things. Don't have much to say about that. For $30. Some of this says new, but it's been out all already in a few places. The F1 display truck without a F1 car. This is such an unrealistic set. They would never transport a Formula One car like this. So I'm definitely not buying this for $70. Yeah. So let's go to the construction vehicles. You get the dump truck with the front loader for $200. These vehicles keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Holy shit. And you got the sign at the back for the construction site. I like how they got all those different how they got all those construction signs within that project sign. And they're really using the elephant logo as a parody of the Caterpillar construction company, in the way that Vita Rush is supposed to be a parody of either Fanta or Monster Energy. And you get that nice work. I forget what these things are. It's the break room type thing. That's actually a nice build. As much as I like construction sets, these are just too big in scale. So that was for 200. This is a backhoe for 45. Back in the 80s, they would have sold a backhoe set that was 4 wide for less than $10. That's how far we've come with the scale. And when I say that Lego has always been expensive, I'm not talking about the scale of the sets, which has gotten bigger and bigger. The concept of a set that used to sit in the palm of your hands, now you can't even hold in 2 hands anymore. Because now this backhoe is 8 to 10 wide and over 4 times the price, because it's probably 4 times the mass of pieces. So people scoff when I say that Lego has always been expensive. People want to say Lego is getting more expensive. Well, that's a combination of shrinkflation. So you shouldn't actually be complaining that Lego is getting more expensive. You should be complaining about shrinkflation in Lego, and that the scale is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So you should be complaining about shrinkflation and sets being too big these days, rather than the straw man argument that Lego is more expensive. When you factor in the inflation rates, it's always been expensive. So yeah, that's my little thing about that, because the construction vehicles are a good case study when it comes to talking about that. Before I get into talking about trains, I'm going to see what everyone else says. Let's see what people are saying. Yeah, I'm not going to get the Big Apple. Is there adult collectors black box theme? Well, that's mainly icon sets, right? Yeah, we got some Power Miners fans in here. Johnny's a Rock Raiders fan. Yeah, it would be cool to form a big carnival with all of the coasters Lego has ever done. Do something like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Some people are talking to themselves. Well, even like the Rex passenger planes, which used to run city to city routes. I caught a Rex plane from Adelaide to Melbourne once, and that was bigger than that plane that we just covered. So yeah, but like Lego airport sets have always come with the jet planes after 2006. For the 2026 airport to not have that feels like they're skimping out with the standards that they set for themselves. Yeah, way too overpriced, despite the fact that you like the set. That's the problem with a lot of these sets. We really like them, but we're never going to buy them because of the price. That's why I tell everyone to vote with their wallet. Your wallet is the biggest impact on the global economy. You control the world economy more than any billionaires a bank account, because you can choose not to buy what they're selling. Yeah, Billy likes a lot of the city sets that we're covering. Hey Zelda, good to see you here. Those CMFs are due to come in the fourth quarter of 2026. Yeah, they can't sell out of some of those GWPs. We'll get to those, because what Series 29 just came out. Speaking of saying moo, where is the brickable cow? What's he doing right now, I wonder? You know we can't do that. So now I'm going to get into what I like to talk about, the trains, because I like trains. So first of all, the classic beach streetcar, i.e. a tram. This, okay, to be super specific, this whole set reminds me of the Moseley Square station on the Adelaide Tram network. I don't collect the Lego trams, but that's what this reminds me of. And if you want the context about that, you can go to Google, to Google Maps or Apple Maps and search the Moseley Square tram stop. You'll see what I'm talking about. But for $120, no. And equally, this this steam train for $150, no. And that is a puny excuse for a tender engine. This is this is an 060 tender engine, which I've always thought were some of the most ugliest tender engines that real railways ever had. And that tender is equally small. This is a perfect case of shrinkflation. The Emerald Knight back in 2009 was bigger than this and cheaper. So there's inflation and shrinkflation for you. Much preferred the Emerald Knight over this pathetic excuse for a steam train. I'm sorry if you like it, but at that price, and as someone who knows the actual details of so many classes of actual steam engines from actual railways back in the turn of the 19th and the 20th century, yeah, I do not like this set at all. Something which makes way more sense to me and looks way better is this Harbour Freight train with the mobile crane, the yard crane. Now, if you have seen some of my city updates before, and if you've seen some pictures, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I made an unpowered diesel shunter, which looks very similar to this, which is why I like this. Even though it's unpowered, I worked on a prototype powered chassis that you can fit inside of boxcar goods vans, which I would be interested in running behind this because I really like the look of this. And even though I don't use that scale of shipping containers, I really like, well, as people know, the 1x6x5 wall panel is my favorite piece ever. And I equally like the ones in the corrugated steel pattern. And you can never have too much straight track. So even though it's unpowered, I'm more tempted to buy this, but not at that price, not at that price at all. And you get a buffer stop at the back there, a flatbed to carry the containers. And interestingly, this one is kind of like the refrigerated container from the Maersk train set. You got that snowflake sticker to signify that it's for refrigeration, which is a nice touch. So yeah, I like this way more than the steam train. But at $150, nope. And there was another one down here, which has the powered up in it, and I will be buying this when it gets to under $250. This is a complete train. It's got the full loop of track. I've already talked about this on my streams before, but it's only just being released, so I gotta talk about it again. I really like the rolling stock. The rolling stock is simple enough that it doesn't need all that much modifications to, so you can repurpose this rolling stock for putting other cargo on it, and it'd still look good. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this locomotive into into an all black and white lettering. So replace that dark blue stripe with the black, and replace that grey at the back with white, and maybe shrink it to be on a 6x24 white train base instead of the longer dark bluish grey 6x28 long train base, so that I can use this train base for the intermodal rolling stock I like to build, and also change the shape of this and change the colors to be a more of a boxy shape and a black and white. I could easily do something like what Jane Bricks made for his police train mock back in 2014, and use this rolling stock for other stuff. And also because I build my police mocks like what they did in the 80s and the 90s, changing the color of that locomotive to just a black and white means I can use it as the intended purpose of a police train. But I could also imagine that it's kind of like an alternate livery for the Norfolk Southern Railroad in the US, you know? And there's plenty of other railways around the world which use a black and white livery for their engines. So major props to that. Major props. I think that's all the new city stuff. So we're gonna get out of here. What's everyone saying? I wonder. It is a small train, isn't it? Exactly. The $150 trains don't have powered up. The $300 police train does. We'll get into icons next. If anyone doesn't challenge you to a rock paper scissors fight. Zissou says 3x3 plate on top of the aliens, so probably just 1x1 with a hole in the middle. Okay. Yeah, some of you guys know more details about those sets than what I've heard so far. Well, yeah, that's because I'm not a Disney fan. I'm a Pixar fan. I don't know what that means. What are you talking about, Zelda? The only city set Alexandra is getting is the fries. Yeah, that was released back in January. How is America in timeout right now? That's what I do after we go through each of the themes. That is fake news. What did she do? What did you guys do? I don't know. You tell me. So if we go back, yeah. So Johnny wants to cover the icons theme next. Do we want to get into the icons now? All in favor, say aye. Because there's always good stuff in the icons theme to cover. What are you gasping at, Zelda? Why do our Lego children's toy cost so much? Inflation. Yes, that is, and also because Lego knows that their product has become infinitely more popular since the Lego movie came out. So with some themes like Disney and Star Wars, they know they can charge more, and it's not because it's a Disney tax, which is such a fool's gold opinion. It's actually because Lego knows they can get away with it because people are still going to buy Star Wars and people are still going to buy Disney because they're in the fandom. They're collectors, they're completionists, and Lego knows it. And Lego also knows that Ninjago has gotten more popular over time, which is why Ninjago sets aren't as affordable as they used to be. Ninjago was traditionally a more affordable theme, according to the reviewers out there, but not anymore because Ninjago got more and more popular over time. It's all about supply and demand. Well, so what is inflation? Inflation is where 2,000 years ago, an ounce of silver was 10 days worth of pay. Now, because inflation has gotten way out of hand, 2,000 plus years late, 2,000 plus years later, where an ounce of silver for a lot of jobs isn't even 4 hours of paying. Yeah, let's get into the icons like you requested, Johnny. Icons. Where's icons? Yeah, Lego icons. Newest. Now, actually, no, yeah, the Model T already did get released. I'll go into the Pan Am first because I don't have as much to say about this. It's a nice looking plane for $380. I only know about Pan Am because of the Indiana Jones movies. Because Indy flew on Pan Am outside of the United States for his expeditions. I have nothing to say about the Pan Am company or this plane in particular. But there are the minifigures for all of you minifigure collectors out there. I do like that Ebola hat with the gold button on it. Is that an opalescent blue color? I'm not quite sure. It's not the regular blue texture you see on the torso. There's something going on there. But anyway, I have a lot more to say about this road bike for $200. And Brick Hive, if you're out there lurking somewhere, I'm just going to take the words right out of your mouth. Lego will make sets out of anything. This set doesn't need to exist. This is a set where Lego is going after a niche group of anyone who buys anything, who has anything in their wallet, or if they own a wallet at all. It's like if Lego was to make a VHS tape, a sundial, the 10 commandments, a tablet, a silver, a Spanish colonial coin. What's some other random obscure objects we can think about? A witch's cauldron, a sextant, a pair of binoculars. Like, what's the most random object you can think about? I mean, granted, Lego will probably never make the tablet for the 10 Commandments because Lego has a weird thing depicting religion in sets. That's their own morality thing. I'm not sure what that is about. And speak of the devil, there he is right now. Hey Hive, yeah. So I just took the words out of your mouth. This is a set where Lego essentially just throws shit at the wall and sees what sticks. Because I've never watched the Moana movie, and I have no interest in watching the Moana movie. This is a set that doesn't need to exist. Lego just made this just to appease to anyone out there. It's as desperate as Mattel is when using media for some of the franchises they own. Anyway, let's get back. I think these were the only two icon sets in the news. Yeah, those were the only two icon sets in the news. Still waiting for the Michael Schumacher Ferrari Formula One car to go on sale. Still waiting for a sale on that. So those were the only two icons. So we've gone through Jurassic World, Disney, Brickheads, now icons. The city theme, the architecture theme, which was only one set that got announced. Yeah, I know Hey Hey from Moana because there was a Hey Hey collaborative mock at Bricktastic organized by forget her name on YouTube. Bonnie's Bricks. She organized a Hey Hey collaboration mock at Bricktastic. That's the only she's the only reason I know about who Hey Hey is as a character. Well, you know what, Johnny? That reminds me of when box art used to say age 2 to 102 on different children's toys, or age 3 to 103. Why are you reporting all this fake news? Yeah, $200. Not everyone has that lying around, and not every set is for everyone. I don't know why someone who is a cyclist would want to buy that. Honestly, like, why wouldn't you just buy another bicycle? I mean, if you really like the Indiana Jones movies, maybe you might have been more attached to the Pan Am. I don't have much to say about their uniforms. I thought that was the case, but it was actually specifically molded that way. Yeah, so I'm guessing that Zissou is really excited for the new Disney sets coming out. Oh yeah, we also covered the Disney theme. Lots of brickheads within the Disney theme. What other? Yeah, and there were some other people in here who also like some of the new Disney sets. Alexandria wants to do the Friends theme next. I can't remember if there were any stuff for Friends. I didn't see many people covering them, so you might get a little bit of a rawer reaction. Yes, Paradisa is the greatest sub theme ever. Paradisa is the greatest sub theme, not the greatest theme, but the greatest sub theme. Because some people might not know that Paradisa is actually just a sub theme of Town. But it's the best goddamn sub theme of Town ever, and I think the best sub theme of any theme that's ever existed. Okay, let's do the Friends now. Okay, let's go to Friends because I haven't seen much from Friends. So prepare. So I'm preparing myself to be shocked if there is anything. Okay, there's a decent amount. Actually, no, I did hear about this mermaid coaster. I did hear about that. So like yeah, so you can tell in comparison to that Power Miners roller coaster in the city theme we covered that it is the same track layout. I do like all the underwater stuff in here. There's some nice foliage there. That's also 150 Australian dollars. For anyone that just came in, we're going with the Australian prices. Um, Still need to get this garden restaurant when it goes on sale. I really like that. That looks like a power. That looks like a parody set, but that's not new. And I'm actually going to go in descending order with some of this new stuff. So we got a $50 water park. It's good to get those slide pieces, but this is kind of one of the mill. I'm gonna go through some of these smaller ones more rapid fire. A pizza van for 20. Noticing that Lego really likes making the 3D signs for all these pizza vendors, and I'm pretty sure that they're using that same pizza box tile again. Forest Tea Party. Now this would look good in a park for $15. You get you get the squirrel right there, and those are some more autumn colors for these newer style of leaf pieces. I might be tempted to buy this just because of those. Where are we at? The nature glamping cabin for 40. This looks like a poor man's version of the A-frame cabin icon set from a few years ago. So it's good. It's good to see a smaller version of that. And I think if you own the A-frame cabin set, you might be tempted to buy this. This was one of the koala sets people were telling me about. Now, I haven't seen this at all. The Koala Habitat and Care Center for 110. Okay, it has the koala in it. I'm sold. And it's got the existing grey koala in a different mold, but it's also got the dark tan koala in that newer mold. I'm sold. I have to buy this because it's not that buildable creator koala. These are the minifigure scale molded koalas. I have to buy this. Also, it's got some nice foliage that we've already talked about, but also these newer style pieces, which I'm only seeing brand new in this news broadcast. That three leaf long stem. Yeah, I've seen that in a few different colors across these sets we're covering. That's the first time seeing those in the sand green, which is good for the eucalyptus trees where koalas live. So yeah, I'm sold on this set. I will be. I have to buy that when it goes on sale. Already covered that coaster. Spinning flower and fairy teacup ride for 65. I don't have as much to say about the teacup ride sets that people put in their carnivals. So yeah, I don't have much to say about that. This candy and cupcake Ferris wheel for 100 reminds me a lot of the Glove World set from the SpongeBob theme. And it's got the colors similar to Cloud Cuckoo Land from the Lego movie. So I like seeing those influences in that. Creative Dollhouse suitcase. This looks like a Lego Friends Gabby's Dollhouse crossover for $90. And also, the way they have those fold out suitcases. Also, I'm seeing a little bit of influence from both Polly Pocket and and Littlest Pet Shop in this set as well. So there's a lot of traditionally girl toy marketed influence I'm seeing in this set right here. And also going back to the 90s, there's a little bit of influence I'm seeing from Belleville as well. So there's a lot of influence I'm seeing with that set that I don't need to buy. If Friends is getting an advent calendar, you get the white horse. That's nice. You're getting the Translite Blue snowflake piece, which I really like. Because some people might know I built a church mock for the Church of the Snowflake, which is the church that I am the pastor of. I am the reverend. I am the deacon. I am everything in that church. And if you want to join the Church of the Snowflake, just DM me, and I can send you and I can message you your graces every Sunday morning. Just DM me if you want to join the Church of the Snowflake. Which is definitely not in any way, shape, or form associated with the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster or the Church of Scientology. Definitely not related to those at all. The Cozy Fall Forest Cabin for 150. Again, using those autumn colors of those foliage pieces. Like the rock wall going up for the chimney. Actually, no, that's not rock wall. It's a stone wall. Also, interesting to see those quarter round domes in sand green. Don't think I've seen that before. And also for the water spray, I don't think I've seen those pieces at all before. So, can someone confirm if that's a new piece? Because I haven't seen that before. Oopsie, I don't know what's going on with my computer. The zoom in is kind of all over the place. Nice to get that new tandem bike piece in a lavender color. That's nice. So this is supposed to be a hot springs, because the name of this cabin is Hot Spring Cabin. And you can see that the tree trunks and branches are Technic pieces. Not everyone likes that build style. But the set does kind of look small for 150 Australian dollars. But this is what I had probably the most interested in. Not that I'm going to buy it or anything, but just looking back at the history of the Friends sets. You know that I own the original Grand Hotel set. Well, this is an updated version of that. Instead of the white, lavender, and gold, this is going with the pink, lavender, and light nougat color. So they're replacing the gold with the white and replacing the white with the light nougat, and with some of the lavender, you get those masonry bricks right there, and it looks like there's a wedding being hosted at this hotel. And that elevator is on a pulley system, which looks kind of odd. I'm not sure about that. I thought the elevator from the original Grand Hotel back in 2016. Wow, that came out 10 years ago. Holy shit. I thought that was fine. But I do like the architecture of this slightly more. And it's that typical big building you expect to see for Friends for more than 200. So let's see what the chat has to say, because those are all the Friends stuff. What's everyone saying? No, I didn't see that. Carrie Bradshaw's habitat, is that a reference to Sex and the City? I think I agree, Johnny. Because while I like the foliage pieces in that mermaid coaster, I grew up seeing Power Miners in the catalog, and I think I like the color scheme better. I can't tell house. Kind of like what the criminals use in the city theme, eh? That moon is a part that is partially covered by the disc. Yeah, I'd have to go back and inspect that. Lots of new foliage. Fortunately, with some of the images, I can pick out if I can see the outline of the sticker. Sometimes they make it obvious, sometimes they don't. A Dollar General version. Yeah, Friends have done a few sets for upscaled camping, i.e., glamping. So Zelda also likes Power Miners, as do I. Yeah, so the eucalyptus trees are the gum trees in Australia where koalas live in, and the eucalyptus leaves is the main part of their diet. It would be cool if we got the koala bears. No, sorry, if we got the drop bears, because koalas are not bears, they're marsupials. It would be cool if we got the road signs for drop bears. In the Australian postcard set, we got the kangaroo sign. Maybe they make one for drop bears as well. So for those who don't know what drop bears are, when you drive in the hills in Australia, sometimes you'll see the road signs with the koalas on them, and that's because a koala might drop out of a tree and onto your car, hence drop bears. And so some people spun the drop bear name into a mythological version of a koala. Why would I be mad? Yeah, lots of us in here like a Power Miners. I only own one City Advent calendar from like 2012 or something. I can say no one's in timeout here because no one's made a 6-7 joke. No one's threatened to kill me or anything. No one's made a threat. So no one's in timeout here. Last time Zelda bought an advent calendar, found one for $18, bought it for the minifigs. Yeah, the best time to buy the advent calendars is do what you did as Zelda. You buy them on sale after whichever Christmas period they're from, and you open it next Christmas instead. Because normally for Christmas in July, when different retailers put their sets on sale, normally the advent calendars go 50% off, and that's when you should buy all of the advent calendars to build them for next Christmas, because the advent calendars always go on sale for 50% off. So yeah, $18. That's a very good price for that. I didn't know you had a Wednesday set hoarder. It is a cute cabin. The other side of the cabin, Alexandria. Is that what you want to see? We have gotten a few schools in the past from friends. Yeah, I like it when Lego takes a concept from either Friends, Ninjago, or City, etc., and redoes it a few years, sorry, more than 5 years later, because Lego is always expanding their parts inventory. So I like to see the way they use new pieces to improve on a set concept. Sometimes for themes like in Star Wars and Marvel, they do it over and over again, which makes it look more repetitive. But if there's a 10-year gap, like with that Grand Hotel, I think that's more appropriate. Oh, okay, that explains it. All good. Yeah, that's not the first time someone accidentally was a few minutes behind. Okay, all good now. Hey, Pirate, good to see you here. We're covering the news. This is a news broadcast. Maybe you might have just accidentally clicked on something on the scroll bar. Yeah, because I was wondering what was up, but that explains it. Which story was I talking about? Oh, the ones about the koalas. Yeah, I got that. E- exactly the way the koala species evolved. They've kind of been hoisted by their own petard or environment. And I'm just gonna let the viewers know, if you're building a set that isn't a Lego set, I don't know the context, so you don't need to talk about it. Unless it's a set that I absolutely know the context about, we don't need to talk about alternate brand sets on my channel. And I'm not even a purist, but I just don't know how to talk about it, so we don't need to talk about it. You got her mother's mansion set. You thought the car that came in that set would look good next to Cruella de Vil's car. That was literally why I bought it. Am I missing something? I don't understand the context, Hoarder. Um, yeah, if anyone wants to gift me an alternate brand set, be my guest. Be my guest. Because while I'm not going to actively seek out alternate brands, unless it's a generic brick box where I can use non-Lego to hide as mass in my my mocks. Oh, you're talking about the Wednesday set. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I forget what the big house set is in the Wednesday theme. So looks like Johnny wants to talk about Creator next. Oh yeah, I remember what you were saying earlier. Yeah. So Johnny wants to talk about creator. Once again, all in favor, say aye. And Cliff is out there lurking. We appreciate all of the lurkers. Fortunately, this is just a news stream, so it's easy. This type of stream is more easy to just have on in the background compared to if I was doing a build stream and actively talking. So if there was one live stream that I ever do on the mayohosko channel that 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 the lurkers would get the most value out of, it would be my news broadcasts. Just saying. Wish we had more lurkers because I love the lurkers more than you might expect. Yeah, but the thing is, um, but the thing with that Johnning is that if I'm just reporting the news, I'm not I'm not engaging with the chat as I'm reporting the news. I'm only engaging with the chat in the way, well, in the format of when you go look at an article on the website, and sometimes there's the comment box at the bottom of the article, and you see people responding to the article. That's the format where what I'm doing in these news broadcasts. I report the news. You guys talk about the news, and then I see what you guys have to talk about. Because sometimes you guys say interesting stuff about whatever I'm reporting, and if there are people who really want to see specific types of news, like going theme by theme, that's where the chat also helps. So we will do the creator theme next. Once again, requested by Johnning. Seems like Johnning is requesting most of the themes. So I think Johnny's really interested in a lot of these new sets. So I appreciate the guidance, Johnny. Let's go. Where's creator in here? Where's creator? Am I turning a blind eye? Oh yeah, creator 3-in-1. Okay. So let's see what's new. What is new? And I'll just get this out of the way. The wild animals family of koalas. I like Lego koalas. I don't need this set because it's brick built koalas. Although I do like the foliage in there. You got the dark green palm tree leaves and the newer of those fern leaves in sand green for the eucalyptus. I like I like Lego koalas, but I don't need that. Now let's cover the West. So also got wild animals, majestic lion, $110. I've seen people complain that it's overpriced. I think it's overpriced as well. I'm not the biggest fan of the animal to begin with, but I will say it's got nice details for the mane right there, because they're using those pieces they use for the thatched roofs on some of the castle sets at the bottom there. That's nice. And they're using an orange cupcake cup as part of those flowers right there. That's some nice NPU. And not only are they using sand green unicorn horns, but they're also using the sand green grass stems for those for that foliage. That's also in NPU. I like that. So you can see a bias in me with the foliage. There's some other people in the chat which also like foliage. This is floral decor perfume bottle. Gotta admit, I really like the translucent pieces in this set. Kind of looks, it's kind of like the ship in the bottle idea set, if you think about it. And I can't quite tell if that 6x6 tile, or is that 4x4? No, I think it's 4x4. Can't quite tell if that's a sticker or a print. I'm guessing it's a print because normally creator sets don't come with stickers. But yeah, that's for 15. The floral art, a decor painting. I'm sorry, but this just looks like something they just threw together. I'm not a big fan of this set for 15. Looks like heavy inspiration from the dots. So representing the dot squad. Sorry, the dots squad in this set. But I do like the way they used the banana peel as the squirt of paint coming out of this paint thing. I do like that. And the way they built the paint brush with that broomstick end. That's nice. But that was for 50. Let's get out of here. The iconic Ferris wheel for 115. This looks a little bit messy. It's more expensive, and I don't like the colors compared to the Ferris wheel from a few years ago. I like the previous Ferris wheel better. Enough said. Music decor piano with cat for 65. This also feels overpriced. I've seen some people talking about the keyboard, the piano cat, a keyboard meme. That would have been fun for this. I'm just saying. And Zisu, I know you like cats. So what do you think about that brick belt cat? And again, I'm going to take the words right out of Brick Hive's mouth. This is another set where Lego will make anything about anything. I don't know why this set needs to exist. Although the alternate build for this suitcase isn't all that bad. Again, you're seeing the influence of hashtag Dots Squad in the creator theme. I do like that alternate build, but again, it doesn't really need to exist. And in the same vein of the Ferris wheel, this is a new version of a pirate ship. Pretty sure this is more expensive than the previous pirate ship. And I wasn't all that interested in the previous one. I'm not that interested in this one. I know some of you guys are Pirates fans. Some of you guys own the previous creator pirate ship. So be interested to see what you guys have to say, how this new one compares. A forest animal is grey wolf. This is going to be niche of me to say, but for $90, this kind of reminds me of one of the winning contestants builds from the grand final episode of, I think it was season 4 of Lego Masters Australia. They built something similar to this wolf. And was that all of them that's new? Okay, that was everything for the creator thing. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Where were we? Who we calling punks? Yeah, they've done that a lot of times with the creator theme, both in minifigure scale and micro scale. So Alexandria is disappointed with the new pirate ship. I agree as a mock builder. Zissou likes the lion. Does the lion have a butthole? That's an interesting question because the previous one, the previous, so the the creator tiger set had the pink flower started as the butthole, which created one of the funniest memes in Lego social media history. The butthole meme, the tiger's butt meme. That was so funny. Porter says those koalas parts could go towards realistic mountain terrain. Exactly. I would love to build some eucalyptus trees on my mountain that I'm gonna eventually put in my city. I think I already have 10 of the koalas. So to get more koalas would be a treat. The right foliage parts placed in the mock correctly can be the difference. Exactly. So Alexandria also doesn't like the art set. Yeah, I think the new Ferris wheel just looks a little bit too all over the place. It doesn't know what it wants to do with its color scheme. Keyboard cat with the smart brick, that would be interesting, especially if it had the code reader that actually played the da 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 song from the Keyboard Cat video. That would be funny. In the same vein of the smart brick playing the Cantina band, that would be funny. Yeah, like the Kraken attack and set from the Lego Pirates in 2009, or something Atlantis set. So Alexandria owns the older creator pirate ship. You don't like the similarities. Horde modded the rhino to have a butthole. Just felt right. I know a lot of people who own some of the brick built animals. They did the same thing. They did the same thing. You know what? For this news broadcast, I'm designating Johnny as the executive producer. While Alexandria is the moderator, Johnny's going to be the executive producer of this stream because he is the backseat driver of whatever sets, because everyone agrees with what Johnny wants to cover next with the different themes. So let's go to the art set next, which I forget what that theme name is, whether it's art. Oh yeah, it's literally just called art. Let's see, new. I don't recall. Actually, there was that one. Yeah, there's one. There's Ah, hang on a minute. I thought this bridge over pond of water lilies already came out, and it's on the back order already. Okay. Yeah. So that's interesting. I thought this was an April release, but it's a May release. Okay. Yeah. So pretty much the only thing I like about this one is some of the new parts some of the new pieces in different colors. You got lots of different colors for the lightsaber blades, aka the 4 long bars. get some representation of Dot Squad. You get a lot of those lime green katanas, but with the art piece that this is trying to replicate, it doesn't translate well into Lego, in my opinion. Get the dark azure cherry pieces. That's nice. And I think that's spring green butterflies. Nice to get those as well. But for 300, that's an easy skip for me. It's an easy skip. So that was the one art set. Yeah. I like some of your dialogue in the comments. That's funny. Billy likes the giraffe set. In Creator 3-in-1, I forget what the giraffe set looks like. Let's go back to so I'm just going to type giraffe and see what comes up, because that's from like 6 months ago. I don't remember covering it back then. But to be honest, I'm more interested in the flamingo in this set than the giraffe. The tree looks very oddly shaped. It's about as oddly shaped as that Balboa tree from that one Jurassic World set, where it's big on where it's thick at the bottom but so skinny at the top. I don't like the proportions of that tree. And I like flamingos more than giraffes. But I will say the way they use some of those curved pieces to get the spots is nice. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back. Let's get back. And if anyone else wants to apply to be in a position of power, or sorry, if anyone wants to apply to be on the staff of the production team for the streams, just let me know. Because whenever Heather and I do our podcast eventually about to minifigures, and when we get around to that, and I still haven't forgotten that to Macro Bricks also wants to do a podcast with me. I remember everything. Santa Claus sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. Yeah, so when Heather and I get around to doing our podcast eventually, Adina is going to be our executive producer. I'm just taking a water break. Because I've been talking so much. Okay, let's get back. So we did the art. Is that one set? Ideas or Star Wars? What's everyone's preference? What's everyone's preference? Ideas or Star Wars? Well, they aren't paid positions until the channel becomes monetized. Okay, we're getting a flood for ideas. Horta says, It says you want to do some kind of show with me, but not till I'm done with school. I'll be done with school for this semester in the middle of June. So we could try to do more live streams from the middle of June to the end of July, whenever you're not doing anything else. Even Horta would rather talk about ideas than Star Wars. Okay, we'll cover ideas then Star Wars. Where's ideas? Ideas. Okay. Looks like there's two. And they're yeah, so there's the Peanuts Snoopy's Doghouse for 130. I'm not a fan of the Peanuts, so I don't really care about this, although that looks like new foliage pieces down there. And that does look like a sticker for the Snoopy name tag on top of that door. I've already talked about the Tintin moon rocket before, and this isn't a May set. This was an April set. But I'll talk about it again. I grew up reading the Adventures of Tintin, a Destination Moon book back in elementary school. So this moon rocket, I have a lot of nostalgia for. I don't care about the characters, but I care about the things that were visually impactful in the books themselves. So I really like the cartoony design of this rocket, and I do want to buy that eventually. Let's go to Star Wars. Alexandria wants the Snoopy sets. You mean the smart play? Yeah, I was talking to Horta on an Instagram call about the smart playing like 3 weeks ago or something. Star Wars. Because you know me, I know, Nick, I have almost nothing to say about Star Wars other than what my friends say. So I'm not even going to bother zooming in on most of this stuff. $90 Hutt Palace Sentry Droid Showdown. Why do mechs need to exist in Star Wars? Imperial Lambda class shuttle for $250. That just looks like that just looks like every other Imperial shuttle. $230 Grogu. Hashtag death to Grogu. Imperial Remnant 80 RT driver helmet. Don't like that helmet design as much as the Stormtrooper design. Darth Vader bastard don't care about. 80 RT attack. That's one of the most ridiculous prices you'll ever see. This tiny little thing for 80 Australian dollars. That's a candidate for the biggest rip-off the year. We've already covered that. Brickhead set. Yeah, so this X-Wing is new now, but we've seen pictures a bunch of times. I always forever find the yellow ladder with those X-Wings cartoonish and funny. Yoda Bast, don't care about the Basts for $70. And I've seen better and cheaper X-Wings than 120. Mandalorian keychain is new for 10. The keychains always go on sale. I saw Jane Bricks review the the Anzellan Starship 120 the other day. It can't it, in a weird way. It has the same fist shape as the Tanty 4. Jane Bricks uploaded a review about the Razor Crest, $250. I still need to watch that, but a couple of brickheads have talked about this set a lot. So if you want to hear more thoughts about this set, just go watch previous episodes of a couple of brickheads. But this is the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter UCS set is already on the back order. Everyone's talked about the drum lacquered silver. Don't need to get into that. But da 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 da, or as I should be saying, da 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 da. This upscale Darth Vader minifigure gets me interested. Because it's not just the minifigure, it's also the brick built lightsaber and the cloth cape at the back, which is why it's ridiculously more expensive because it has more pieces and it's got the illusion of the Disney tax, the Star Wars tax. But it looks pretty damn cool. I wasn't interested in the Santa Claus. I'm not interested in the pirate. I still need to get the Benny, and I'm thinking about buying Darth Vader too. Yeah, I think that's everything for Star Wars. What's everyone saying? Hoarder might buy the Tintin rocket. Yeah, some of those red pieces would look good with the B wing you're building. Some heaters, but not a lot, in my opinion. That's a funny way to describe Grogu. A tree stump with a head. Yeah, I would just want the smart play pieces to play the Cantina Band song and make a mock in order to play it. Johnny likes the Razor Quest. Well, I'm going to go watch Jane's review after this stream. Don't know how long afterwards, but will afterwards. Darth Timu, okay. Hello, Diamond Girl 1993. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome to the mayohosko channel. This is a Lego news broadcast. So I think some people, after they saw the themes they're interested in they stopped watching, to be honest. Okay, so what theme do we want to cover next? Because we still got Fortnite, Gabby's Dollhouse. I think there might. I'm not sure if there was a Minecraft or not. There's Bluey. I think there's Technic. There's some Marvel stuff. I think there is a DC thing. Can anyone else remember what other themes got new sets? Okay, let's go with the Bluey next. Bluing. Is this all? Oh no, it's stuff. So they're both system and Duplo sets for the Bluey theme. We'll go in descending order, starting with the Duplo. Pizza Girls with Muffin and Bluey. $55 for Duplo. And in terms of the system stuff, Grannies with Bingo and Bluey for 25. I think that's a new color for the forklift roll cage piece. And also the cloud in a green color. Is that looks like printed baked beans right there. And you get the red spoon from the Ferrari F40 Speed Champions. School with Rusty and Bluey for 40. Looking a little bit like one of those old Fabuland school sets. And the Brick Built Bluey family for 110. This is so overpriced. This is another candidate for most overpriced set of the year, along with that Star Wars ATRT thing for 80, probably 60 US dollars or whatever. Yeah, I don't watch Bluey. I'm not interested in Bluey, so I know nothing about these characters. Although I will leave off at that because I know that Bluey is insanely popular. And a lot of people really like that in comparison to all the other garbage children's entertainment out there, like Coco Melon, which is pure brain rot. So Diamond Girl loves Bluey. Alexandra thinks it's cute. Well, I'm not going to sleep on Bluey because I have that polybag set, which wasn't released in a lot of places until very recently. You're getting the Granny set. So you're also a content creator, hey? Exactly. Nice use of the quote from the castle. Yeah. So that was the Bluey theme. Hold on there, Johnny. What theme did you say first? There's a whole bunch of themes to cover. Technic Speed Champions. Which theme do we want to cover first? Technic or Speed Champions? So is there one or multiple new Technic sets? Are you having technical difficulties? That sucks. Well, I'm gonna assume you're a new subscriber because I haven't seen your name before, but I do live streams, any given day at 9 p.m. Eastern in North America, which right now is 10:30 a.m. No, sorry, which right now is 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we appreciate all the new subscribers. And these live streams are the best times for my new subscribers to ingratiate themselves within the community. Which themes do we want to do next? Technic, Speed Champions, or Botanical? Let's get out of here. Yeah, because that's going to be a collectible minifigure series. Okay, let's do the Technic theme first. Technic. Okay, so there is multiple new sets. Oh, there's quite a few. Let's go in descending order. Got the McLaren, another McLaren Formula One car. Like seeing the Google logo and the MasterCard logo in there. That's 315. Yellow motorcycle for 15. Eh, a BMW Evo race car for 100. Hell no. That is the epitome of ugly Technic cars. I've seen some people in LAN review this Jeep Wrangler for 100. It's okay. Probably my favorite part are the treads on those tires. And because it's a Jeep, it's got the duck reference right there. What how did Jeep owners become associated with ducks? Someone let me know. I don't know I don't know how that came about. A Fast and Furious Mitsubishi for 100. I don't know whose car this is. I like lime green cars. I will say that. Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. That is Dom's car. I like the alloys in there. Looks a little bit. I'm not sure if that's flat silver or if it's a painted silver. But maybe the promo makes it look shinier than what it actually is. And it's got the turbo engine replicated with an actual gear train in there for 250. Holy shit. A Bugatti hypercar for 100. I find it weird the way they use these flexible tubes for some of the frames on here. I don't really like that with the Technic cars. A Mercedes-Benz Unimog crane for 200. This kind of reminds me of some of those forest cranes from early 2010s Technic sets. And a little bit of the forest police theme as well back in the city. Ferrari 488 Pista for 100. I'm a Ferrari fan, and I gotta say, I like this shape of car more than the SP whatever number it was, like 499 or whatever the number was, because this shaping looks more akin to the Ferrari F40, which is my favorite car. That's for 100. Dodge Viper GTR, no, sorry, GTSR sports car for 100. Eh. Technic Batmobile Tumbler for 330. This is so ugly. This is so ugly. Give me a brick built version of the Tumbler, please. This does not translate into Technic well at all. And then a custom garage Ford Mustang for 150. I've never seen this type of set concept in the Technic theme before. So that's a little bit innovative. They've done stuff like this in the city theme before, but not in Technic. So that was the Technic stuff. What else do we want to talk about? Yeah, there's going to be. Yeah, I forget how many there are in that Technic CMF series. Oh, so Brian drives that one. I forget the name of it right now because I just really don't care about Fast and Furious. So you also drive a Jeep, a billing. They've done other vehicles in Technic before. They've done ships and planes in Technic. They've also made a dinosaur in Technic as well. What theme do we want to do next? There's so much news to cover that we probably won't be able to cover it all in under 3 hours. And I need to prepare something for after this stream. Let me know which theme you want us to cover next. And I need to make sure I can do this right. Yes. Well, Johnny, there's so much news to cover. I've been holding it off since I heard other people talking about it as well. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, let's do the botanicals. Botanicals. Looks like there's just two. You got the rocking plants. So they're now turning these into a series of these plants with these faces on. And this actually has some minifigure scale foliage for once. That's for 30. And this is the woodland mushrooms. I really like those mushrooms in there. And I like the way they made actual fern leaves. That's really cool. They used fern leaf pieces to make a fern leaf. And I'm not a botanist, so I don't know what those other types of plants are. That's going to be 130. So Batman has some stuff. Got a. Oh yeah, we've already covered that. The Batman logo for 130. There's so much greebling in there. Got the paint roll handle, grappling hook, the batarang, whips, ray guns, the bowler hat, handcuffs, the top hat, the stud shooter, the ornamental horn, spot the black pieces in here, and then the gold Batman. Oh yeah, because it's been 20 years since the Batman theme came out. The another Batmobile. This is from the Batman movie. I have Batmobile fatigue, 45, whatever. And there's so many Batmans. Pretty sure they're all 45 here. This is the BVS. And that's Batman and Robin. Isn't Batman and Robin where the Bat credit card was from? Which sets? Oh yeah, yeah, the woodland plants. Technic is absolutely amazing, but only when it used for structural support or play features in regular system sets. Yeah, and the only Technic sets I buy are the ones that have the coolest of the play features. So do we want to do the Marvel next? Isn't that icons out of the upscaled minifigures except for Darth Vader in icons? I don't think exclusives is a thing. Because a bunch of themes have different sets that are exclusive to the Lego store. Let's go with the Marvel. Oh boy. So this is Spider-Man and Hulk for a $130 skyscraper. I really like this skyscraper because it's a plain, boring grey, which is perfect for a concrete jungle in a Lego city. Absolutely perfect. I really like that set. Shield helicarrier for 600. Pah! I really don't like sets like this. A prison, whatever, for Spider-Man 90. Ridiculous price. And I have fatigue with these buildable figures unless they're upscaled. This is Spider-Man for 130. No, thank you. And there's a new TV series thing, so these are all four plus. Loki and Iron Man for 80. Ultron and Iron Man for 30. This is Duplo. A web quarters. Ha! That's a pun for 90. Yeah. So those were those were 4+ Spider-Man Juniors. Those are all overpriced. I'll come back to this one. As Spidey Rex and Green Goblin, that's so wacky for 30. Really? A dinosaur version of Spider-Man? Come on. But probably what most people are interested in is Herbie for 120. The fact that this is more expensive than the buildable Wally and Eve, it disappoints me. If this was 110, like what that is, I think that would have been a better price. Comes with the buildable mug and a buildable screwdriver. It's got the Fantastic Four on the top of its body, and I'm guessing this hovers, or it has a wheel at the bottom. But yeah, a lot of people really going to like that Herbie set. YouTube doesn't allow people to post links to their stuff. My first skyscraper set was the Daily Bugle, and I am not buying the Avengers Tower. I'm really tempted to buy that one with Spider-Man and Hulk. Really tempted to buy that. Exactly. I said there was a ton of sets to get through because we've probably gone through about 100 sets. Yeah, I haven't ever watched Fantastic Four. I've seen bits and pieces of some movies, but yeah, I've never personally seen Herbie. Which movie sucks? The new Fantastic Four? Which themes haven't we talked about yet? You All I'm going to say about that is if you want to see the new pieces that Lego has come out with, New Elementary has probably talked about it. So go find New Elementary on their website and social media. I only keep track of the new pieces when I see people on a building or reviewing sets. it'd be impossible to go over every single new piece. Yeah, so you don't think the new Fantastic Four was good? There was so much hype for that and the Superman movie. I'm going to make my own decision. We're covering the Fortnite theme now. Fortnite. Yeah. Tomato Head for 25. I do not give a shit about this at all. Supply drop for 70. Equally, don't give a shit about that. The kit mech for 115. I don't care about mechs at all. Unless it's by Coconut Bricks builds. No, sorry, unless it's by Coconut Bricks Studios. The Rave Cave for 300 is really interesting. It's another roller coaster. Did they not show the minifigures in this? That's bad. But you can see the back isn't all that good for this set. But that front looks so good for Cuddle Team Leader. That looks so good. I like how the roller coaster cart comes out of its mouth. And there's like a DJ thing on the inside. But I don't really need this set. I just think it looks nice from the front. Should we do Minecraft next? Another water break. Let's do Minecraft. Where's Minecraft? There's Minecraft. Okay. The Ghast Station for 150. I've never seen someone use a gas as a hot air balloon. That's nice. Imagination. And you got another ghast as well. Got a nice waterfall design. And I'm so glad for Lego Minecraft introduced those ladder pieces much better than the ladders they use in other things. That's more game accurate. Evoke a village attack also for 150. This reminds me a lot of the other village type sets they've done in the past. This one just looks way overpriced. It really does. Say how many pieces are in here. Oh yeah, 607 for 150. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Ender Dragon for 100. I've never cared about brick built characters in Minecraft. Same with the skeleton with the diamond helmet for 70. Nice build for the bow and arrow though. Uses the string piece with the bars on and the bar hole ends. Underwater adventure for 45. I don't do much underwater in Minecraft, so I don't have much of an opinion about that set. Still thinking about buying the mini biomes set if it goes on sale. It's 100. Still thinking about that set. There's other stuff as well. Insert meme name right here for $40. So everyone say the name and go throw your popcorn up in the air and bring a live chicken into the movie theater while you're at it. What fools on TikTok did all of that shit? My God. Okay, either my comments aren't loading or no one said anything in 5 minutes. What theme do we want to do next? Because we still need to do Speed Champions. I don't think they have anything for Shrek yet. They didn't have anything listed for those Technic CMFs. There's Gabby's Dollhouse. Yeah, a lot of these themes people have no interest in at all because other people's audiences like those themes more. I'm just trying to cover the licorice all sorts because you never know who's going to be watching. Oh yeah, we haven't covered Ninjago yet either. I'm busy.
Where you going?
Okay, have a good vacation. Yeah. Do you want to do Ninjago, Alexandria? We want to cover that. Okay, let's do Ninjago. Do they sort? Ugh, damn it. Ultra Dragon Battle for 330. No interest in these dragons at all. X1 Ninja Charger 15th anniversary. No interest in Ninjago cars at all. Don't care about dragons. Battle at Dragon's Blade for 115. Don't care about cars. Land Bounty for 200. Although that Snake Serpent minifigure is actually pretty cool looking. Don't care about dragons, wildfires, transforming dragon mech. Oh, don't care about mechs either. For 130. Don't care about dragons, Zilvar and Grimtak the Dragon Beast for 30. This is the worst of both worlds. Don't care about cars or bikes. Kai and Cole's combiner vehicles for 15. Don't care about dragons. Zane's Ice Dragon Battle for 65. Although I do like those wings in that frosty ice blue color. Don't care about dragons or mechs. Lloyd's a battle pack for 15. That doesn't come with the Evo stuff. That comes with the Mixel's ball joints. I prefer Mixel stuff over Evo stuff. Don't care about mechs. Twin Titan mechs for 230. Oh shit, we still need to cover Dreams as well, if there's anything new for Dreams. Lloyd's Titan Mech 15th anniversary, 200. Jay's Dragon Mech Fight for 13. This does come with some of the ugly Evo stuff. Yeah, that's all the new stuff. Yeah, so everything coming out for Ninjago, I think, is junk. Hey, Roaming, good to see you here. This is a LEGO news broadcast. We're trying to cover as many of the new sets as possible. So if you want to go back and see all the new sets, anyone can watch this live stream as part of the replay gang. Because if you like a specific theme of new sets LEGO is going to be releasing, chances are I've already covered it previously on this live stream. Thought you were going to bed, Hoarder. Someone should put that sword hilt build amongst the lightsaber GWPs. They should. They should. Yeah, I think I like the January Ninjago sets more than these June Ninjago sets. Yeah, where is Dude Jude? Apparently, he wants to be a moderator everywhere, including me, but he never watches me. A friendly reminder to everyone out there, respect is earned, not given. And the moderation wrench or shield is earned, not given. That applies to everyone. That applies to all 8.2 billion of us in this whole entire world. Billy says, saw some nice Ninjago poly papers. Was that a part of the magazine deals? Oh, you're saying poly papers, not poly bags, hey? Oh, I don't buy the poly bags, so I'm just going to keep on calling them poly bags. It's hard to not call them poly bags. Just because they're now paper doesn't mean they're not bags. But I think poly refers to a specific type of plastic. So the LEGO community is going to have to come up with a different name for them. Yeah, I don't collect the magazines, me personally. I won a magazine from my good friend Nicole Lady McBrick. That's where I got my Darth Vader minifigure from, so I'll forever be grateful for her. Thanks, Nicole. Which themes do we want to do next? Do we want to do dreams? Yeah, let's do dreams. Dreams. Where's dreams? Oh yeah, there's dreams. There is nothing new for dreams. Another theme that has turned into repetitive vehicular slop. Like all of those Ninjago sets were repetitive vehicular slop. There was not a single Star Wars set that has come out which was a playset. Repetitive vehicular slop. We want to do Pokemon next. Were there any new Pokemon sets? I don't think there were any new Pokemon sets. I don't even think there's any new Pokemon sets, is there? You know, we can go by the new and quickly scan through and sort by themes if we really wanted to check. Is there P for Pokemon? Okay. Well, these aren't new. These aren't new at all. They've already been scalped a million times over. I play with houses too. I play with play sets. Because I'm a layout builder. That's why I like play sets more. I'm a layout builder. Yeah, that's what they did in that Lego City mountain van with bike, whatever, set thing. Fake news is everywhere. Bullshit is everywhere. I can't think of other things, and Hive is going to go live soon. And there are someone just came. I know that someone is online. They're watching my city updates instead of this live stream. I'm just waiting until I see Hive go start his stream now. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Speed Champions. Let's cover that really quickly because there's that orange card that I put in the thumbnail. Yeah. So the Jaguar, there's a Jaguar and Land Rover. Don't really care about this for 18. I never watched Ken Block's YouTube channel before he died, so I don't care about his Mustang for 40. But this is another Fast and Furious car. It's a bright orange. This will catch people's eye, especially if they're a fan of the movie. And so once again, because this is the second set with Paul Walker, I have to say that sadly Paul doesn't walk anymore. Nice car for 40. But unfortunately Paul stopped walking. I also saw someone that liked my Instagram post that did not watch this stream. So Santa Claus sees you when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. I think that's just about it, unless I've forgotten anything. And I'm sure people will tell me that I forgot anything if they watch this back on the replay, because there's so many new sets that we covered today. So many new sets. Okay, Hive just started his stream. So I will say thanks for watching this news broadcast. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We're going to go YouTube redirect over to Pure Rant Fury. So if you have autoplay enabled, you will be automatically redirected over there. If you don't have that enabled in your settings, you'll see a message at the top of the chat to go over and watch Pure Rant Fury. So I'll see you on my next live stream, which will hopefully be the same time tomorrow. And I'll see you in the next video.